All right, how is your 401k doing? National 401k Day is tomorrow. It's a reminder to review our retirement savings. Many employers offer 401k plans, yet the majority of Americans do not feel prepared for retirement.
Joining us live tonight is a local financial professional, Rick Miller with CSI Wealth Management, with some information on how to help people with their retirement savings, assuming they have them, and to get on track for the future.
Hey, Rick, thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Let's just start with the basics here of it's pretty shocking, I suppose, to think about the number of people who say that their retirement savings, they're not on track, whether that means they don't have it at all or they just don't know what to do to get it up to par.
Yeah, that's common. Isn't that a shame?
Yeah.
A lot of people are kind of confused about the 401k plan. So like we just said, tomorrow's National 401k Day, and approximately a third of the people that aren't retired yet aren't sure they're really on track to retire in the comfort and worry-free environment that they want to be in when they retire. So 401ks are a great place to do that.
So what percentage of the workforce has a 401k, roughly?
The vast majority, but believe it or not, they did a study, and prior to a couple of years ago, people weren't automatically enrolled. Today, if you join a new employer, you're automatically enrolled. You have to actually opt out. But more than 60% of the people that thought they were in a 401k at this survey were not actually enrolled in a 401k.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, what are the biggest mistakes then that people make?
Well, the first thing is not enrolling. The second thing is that they don't take the time to figure out from a budgeting standpoint how much they could start saving immediately each paycheck. And many people aren't putting enough in to get their match to the maximum amount. So the employers will often do a match based on what you put in, and you should try to hit that match in all cases if you can.
So when you talk to people who aren't prepared for their future and their retirement, I mean, what's the biggest reason why? Is it because they need more money like today, or they don't think about it? No one's explained it to them?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people are living beyond their means. They should probably cut back, and they should definitely pay themselves first by putting money into the 401k and getting that match. So many of us just are not very good budgeters with our capital and our cash flow. Yeah.
So there are other ways to take full advantage of the benefits. I mean, you talk about making sure company matches, catch-up contributions or tax advantages. Explain that.
Absolutely, 100%. So if you're over age 50, you can do a catch-up, and that's over $7,500 additional dollars you can put into the 401k. And like we said before, you should be putting money in the 401k. When you get a pay raise, you should take part of that pay raise and increase it, and put as much as you can. And if you feel like you're going to be in a high tax bracket when you retire, ask your employer if they've got a 401k Roth, so the money can come out tax-free when you retire. And then probably another big thing is that people oftentimes are too conservative when they have a long time horizon to let their money grow. So they really should be aggressive when they're young, and then maybe more conservative when they're older.
Well, you can select the investment vehicle that your 401k is in? Or is that dependent on your employer?
Yeah, exactly. Oftentimes you have maybe 20 to 40 different investment options. You can do what's called a target date fund. If you're not really sure how to do the research, or you're not working with a financial advisor, you can do what's called a target date fund. And so based on your age, you'll have more equities, which are stocks, when you're younger, and less bonds. And then as you get older, that balance will change.
You know, none of this is taught in school.
No, and
which
that's
is like
the
a big
problem,
point, right?
Because I think a lot of people are afraid to ask, quote, a dumb question,
like,
and there is no such thing as a dumb question.
I mean, like
Financial literacy is such a problem.
It's not widely taught. Is that still the case, Rick?
That is still the case. People are kind of clueless. They kind of look to their co-employees to help guide them.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of tools online, and there's people like myself that are easy to talk to and not very expensive. So there's a lot of tools. You just have to make the time and get out there and do the work.
So just buying Powerball tickets, that's not a good strategy.
No, that's not the greatest method to save your retirement, I'm sorry to say.
Do you have a 401k yourself?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And I just saw a piece, I just want to throw this out there for what it's worth. Did you see the piece on the gentleman who founded the 401k plan? And he does not have a 401k.
Yeah,
And
he's kind of against them. Yeah.
And he is not even retired at this point, even though he is of retirement age.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
There you
I mean, in ours, we have a pension, which is essentially the same thing, right? So we're fortunate. I think only about 10% of the American workforce still has a pension. So the 401k is really an alternative you have to take advantage
can you just, if we can, extend this and ask, what is the difference between a pension and a 401k?
So a pension is a program put together by your employer where they generally make all the contributions on your behalf. And then when you retire, there's a formula based upon your age, your number of years of service, and your compensation that gives you an annuity, in other words, a pension payout when you retire,
Right.
of a monthly check that you can't outlive. And so the burden of performance and the burden of putting the money in the account to handle those liabilities and future payouts is on the shoulders of the employer. And that's why today so many employers don't do those plans, because they don't
want the
have created a lot
responsibility.
of liability, a lot of responsibility.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
401k puts more of the onus on the employee's back, and they're more in charge of securing their retirement with their deferrals of salary and then getting the match and making appropriate investments.
Well, you've been a wealth of information, Rick.
We should start
Thank
a
you very
regular
much.
segment on this.
There we go.
Money with Marla.
No, money with Rick.
Money
Yeah.
with Rick and Marla.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Thank you, Rick.
Miller,
Appreciate it.
thank you so much.